Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we got some really big progress. We're going to jump right into it. We're working on the fusible links. We're going to get them all hooked up and I'm going to show you guys how they work. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, so now that we're done cleaning the coil packs, we're going to figure out where to put the coil packs on the PLA board. The dilemma that we're running into is space. So as you guys remember, we outlined this side of the paper inside the car so that it would kind of just sit perfectly in that little area. And we have the battery here. Here's my idea. We're going to mount the fusible link fuses here on the angle. Two reasons. One, it optimizes more space for us to get the spark plug wires in, and it also looks aesthetically pleasing. My thought was with the coil packs then, if we moved those like that, we could mount these three here, right? And then because we have a huge hollow gap underneath the PLA board inside the car, we can mount the other three on the back side. Then when we go to wire everything, we could pull all the wires through the PLA board in the back and have everything meet underneath the board, and then we can run it really nice and clean throughout the car. So I think that'll look really nice. So that's kind of what we're gonna go for. So I'm gonna mark these up on the paper, and then yeah, we'll drill it out, and then we'll cut out the PLA board, and we'll see how it goes from there. We might have to make some alterations. We got it all drilled up. Let's go check it out. All right, we got it all drilled out and they fit perfectly. See? Woo. Awesome. Okay, so right here are our six holes for the coil packs. So what we need to do is we need to verify that the coil packs on the back side are gonna mount up together. And my idea in theory was that if I can get these 6 on top mounted up like this, then it'd be the exact same thing on the backside, right? And guess what? We were right, and I'm freaking pumped. So now what we gotta do is we gotta verify the distance. Okay, well, I'll just show you guys so you know that I'm not lying to you. Anyway, look, we can mount them. I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, mount around the backside. And I think it's gonna look really slick. Now what we gotta do is we need to measure, and we're gonna use some heat shrink to measure it out. We need to measure what size bolts we're gonna use. Hey Bubba. To get, we need to know what size bolts.
I can just see the top of his little head. It's so cute.
So cute. All right. We love our dogs, they're amazing. We need to figure out what size bolt we need to go buy, right? To be able to mount these two together. So what I'm using is the heat shrink here, so that we're gonna cut it to the exact same length that we need, minus the nut part. And then yeah, we're gonna hurry run down to the Ace hardware store, and we're gonna get ourselves some new hardware, and we're gonna mount these suckers, and it's gonna look freaking sweet. So, let's just get this on here. Oh, I'm also gonna get some spacers on the backside, so it can be nice and sturdy, and I think it's gonna turn out pretty cool. Can you hold this, just the whole coil pack? Yeah, right there, and can you make sure that's flush to the thing? You're awesome. And then we're gonna cut this flat. Thank you. All right, that should be roughly our distance. Quickly before we go, we're not gonna mount the fusible links quite yet because these are just screw-ons with these little guys. So they'll just bite right into the PLA and tighten right up. And if they don't, if they come loose, which I have a feeling they might, we'll go get some hardware for that as well. We'll be right back. All right, so today's purpose of the video is to get this darn fusible link bracket built and finalized. I keep talking about these maxi fuses, And these are gonna be our new fusible links. Here's our old fusible links. I've cut them off because we're not using them anymore. But I kind of want to show you my little diagram that I've made so that you guys can understand what these fusible links do in the 280Zs, especially the 1978 280Z. Looking here on this paper, here is the L28 motor. What we're gonna do here is kind of show you how they lay in the engine bay, when they're outside the engine bay, and what each one of these things do. Imagine this right here is the L28, the motor. Here is the front of the car. Here is the right side of the car, or the right fender. As you're peering into the engine bay, usually you see these mounted to that big relay box that sits right here by the shock tower. This fusible link is like an old fuse, right? And this one, and this one all have their own purpose. So what I have labeled here are what the purposes of each of these wires. This one is the largest wire, and usually it's colored black, and it is an 80 amp, and this goes to your alternator or fuse block. This one here is a 60 amp, same with these other two, and they go to the ignition switch. This one goes to the ignition switch, EFI, and ignition relay, and this one is the headlights. So they all serve a very important purpose. So what we're trying to do here though is to get rid of these and bring these guys in on the PLA board for our maxi fuses. Here is where the engine bay is, front of the car, right fender, and I'm peering over. This is where the PLA will mount onto the existing mounting point of the old relay box, and then right above it, these will mount in. I selected these maxi fuse blocks from Scotia, excuse me, I don't quite know how to say it, but I really like these because they're pretty robust and they're super simple to use. Power goes in, through the fuse, and out, and that's all we need. I have labeled on the PLA board here what fusible link is going to go to what, like the old ones, and it's super simple. We got all three reds are 60 amps, except one is an 80 amp. These in the rightful home, we'll wire it up accordingly and we'll call it good. I have labeled the wires in the car. I suggest if you guys are to go do this and you cut the wires, always label your wires. Can't stress that enough. So I got a little excited and I kind of mounted everything, semi-mounted everything, but just to verify everything works and everything's gonna work out really well. I'm gonna cut it out and we're gonna get it all mounted up, and then we're gonna go put it in the car, then we're gonna cut our wires, plug it all in together, and it should be pretty good. All right, that made a big mess, but it actually cut really nice. There's no frayed edges or anything. Let the assembly begin. It's assembled and it looks freaking sweet. I can't believe I made this. Like, I'm kind of in awe, but here it is. It looks freaking cool. And we'll get some finishing details done when we get to wiring. We'll get some holes put into the board, and then we'll run the wires all through and everything should tuck nicely underneath. So, I don't know, I'm freaking pumped. This is freaking sick. We're not fitting up top, and I don't think it's gonna pass the hood. I really like the compactness of everything, especially the coil packs. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm gonna see if I can't measure a straight line from the bolt hole and then draw where I need to drill a new hole, and then we mount it with a longer screw and some washers, and then we trim off the top of this bracket here, and then it should fit and clear the hood. Did my mathematics and did my drilling. So these are our new holes right here. Here's our new cut. We're just gonna mount it up real quick and verify that it fits like you're supposed to do when you first build the whole thing. not after you finish it all. And then we're gonna see what we need to do to make it fit better, kind of thing. We're back. I got the solution. Some washers, longer bolts, cut the top down. We're gonna mount it. She's officially in, freaking pumped. It's sturdy. She's on there good. I'm not worried about that going anywhere. We might have some issues with the hood in the future, but from like the contour of the lines and everything, it sits just below. So I don't know, that might be a little borderline, but we'll worry about that when we get there. That's a future Brock problem. Before we finish the day off, I'm just gonna hurry and crimp some butt connectors on the end of these wires here, which are the Fusible link wires, into our Fusible links, and will officially be wired in, and this project will be 95% done. The only wire we need to worry about is the wire that goes to the alternator and the fuse block. I have them labeled on here really poorly, but my wire is number 1. So this wire here, I have it labeled 80 for 80 amp. Okay? On your Fusible link boxes, if you're gonna do this upgrade, only one fuse has to be 80, and that is the one going to the alternator. He'll go here, and then the rest of them are all 60, so it doesn't matter. They're all 60 amps, so it doesn't matter. You just make them look nice and put them into these last 3. Something really important that I didn't know about automotives, especially in wiring, how important butt connectors are. They're very versatile. You can do a lot of things with butt connectors. If you need one power, right, so you have an 8 AWG line coming in and you need to separate and disperse the power, you can use a butt connector that's bigger, and then you can disperse it by putting 3 different wires in that butt connection and crimping it, and then you have now 3 wires that hold a 12-volt power line. So they're really versatile, especially when you're doing harnesses and stuff. And I just really love crimping. It's easy, you don't have to get the solder out, and we're still using crimps today. I think they're pretty solid. So I'm kind of just converted fully to this. No more soldering. I really like them. So yeah, get yourself a good pack. They're pretty inexpensive on Amazon. Just look for the best quality you can find, and they've worked out pretty good for me. Okay, sweet, we're done. We got everything crimped. All the butt connections are on. Just gonna hook them up to the fuse blocks, check continuity, but I'm gonna do that after, because we are done for the day. We accomplished what we came here to accomplish. I think it turned out amazing. I'm really happy with how it looks and how it functions, and so, yeah, enough said. It's dope. Anyway, just want to say thank you guys for sticking around this long in the video. I hope you guys learned something new. And please go down below and do whatever you got to do, to help support the channel. Again, learning a lot and having so much fun doing so. So stick around, help us get this car running, and see you guys later. Peace.